As kids, we get to go to school.
At our old schools, teachers told us that learning was all about how smart we are.
But neuropsychologists say that our thoughts are driven by individual skills like how well we process language and our reasoning skills. And that the relative balance between those skills drives how we think about things.
Neuropsychologists also tell us that our feelings affect how we learn, and that our thoughts and our feelings influence each other.
Then technology advanced, and neuroscientists got to see what's actually happening in the brain while we do different things.
Soon they realized the more we do a certain thing, think a certain thought, or feel a certain way, the more the brain will allocate resources to that approach.
This is called neuroplasticity.
Meanwhile, at least once a year, mom and dad take us to the doctor.
They tell us that sleep, exercise, and nutrition also affect learning.
If there's something wrong, the doctor sends us to a specialist who tries to figure out what's wrong with that part of the body.
But the body has a whole bunch of different systems, and each one must be in balance for the body to function well as a whole.
This is called homeostasis.
To make things more complicated, there are lots of connections within and between those systems, like your connective tissue and the nerves and immune cells that reside in it.
So an issue in one system can set off a chain reaction in the others.
But wait,
What's this gotta do with school? Remember this?
Most teachers are still taught that how well kids learn depends on how smart they are and how they feel.
But now we know that how your body operates affects how you think and how you feel.
And when your body is off, it affects your access to the skills you need to learn.
It also affects how we interact with the people around us, how we feel about those interactions, and what we learn from them about how the world works. But seriously, what does this have to do with school? Everything! When we balance the system as a whole, we optimize kids' ability to learn.
When we teach kids how to understand and balance their own systems, we give them agency over a lifetime of learning, health, and relationships.
And it goes further.
These connections are bidirectional.
The body can throw off the brain, but the things we do with our bodies can re-regulate the brain too.
And until our bodies are in homeostasis, we can't feel safe. And until we feel safe, we can't learn.
But we can push the levers that the body associates with being safe so it moves itself closer to homeostasis.
This includes tools that re-regulate the way our body works.
And remember neuroplasticity?
The things we do with our bodies can also rewire the brain. So we can shift the balance of skills that drive our thoughts by building up the ones that are holding us back.
And increasing our access to use them.
At Cajal, we've integrated these understandings into a whole new approach to education.
We start each morning with a sensory warm-up to regulate the neurochemicals in the brain.
We use movement to teach new concepts, not just give breaks between them.
We organize the body to organize the mind and reduce things like ADHD.
We teach kids how to self-monitor, self-manage, and self-advocate for their autonomic systems, even when they're really complicated.
We use data norm tests to identify the problem holding a child back.
We apply well-established strategies in new ways to develop the brain networks kids need to improve their low-lying skills. We give kids a toolbox they can use to tackle the kind of real-world problems that super bright kids find interesting and that might just change the world.
And we teach kids to understand their social interactions in light of all the above, giving them a better understanding of themselves and empathy towards others. Empowering them to optimize their own learning, social, and emotional outcomes.
Contact us to find out more. info@cajalacademy.org. www.cajalacademy.org/admissions. Once again, that is www.cajalacademy.org/admissions.